Hello, and welcome to A Swift View on Health. My name is Scott Vogel, and today I want to talk to you about how wearables are becoming a meaningful tool for improving health. The key, though, that we're going to discuss is that unless the data is actionable, you won't get results. But the good news is that we're starting to see some breakthroughs in how wearables can actually produce actionable data that will improve your health. Now, all this is on kind of the backdrop of a surge in the use of wearables across the country. So, one of the leading health investor groups recently released a survey that gave us some really interesting statistics on what we're seeing in wearables across the country right now. Over 60% of US consumers own a wearable. So whether that's an Apple Watch, an Oura Ring, a continuous glucose monitor or CGM, and in particular, some of the most advanced wearables such as a smartwatch or smart ring, that's at 46%, so up from 13% just 10 years ago. So a significant increase. And these are really becoming permanent fixtures of our daily accessories. So 59% of us are wearing it always, and they're starting to get data saying, hey, to their provider, I'm starting to notice data coming back from my wearable that I want to better understand, talk about, or indicating, maybe a health issue we need to discuss. So, but once again, the challenge is that just having data alone does not really improve our health. And so even though we can track a lot of things like activity, like our steps, working out, sleep, heart rate, I think a more meaningful or internal metric would probably be our glucose measurements. It doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to be able to use those to improve our health. And so these wearables, in order to really make a difference, they need to be as insightful as possible in terms of what's really going on a real-time basis with your health and be able to give you that feedback. And once you have that feedback, they need to be able to personalize it to your particular body and current health conditions. And through that personalization, give you signals, give you recommendations that you can actually act upon in a way that, once again, will build a reliance on these wearables as tools to improve our health. So just a quick example of a group that I think is actually doing a really good job putting wearables to work is the company Twin Health, the metabolic health company, where they're really focused on helping diabetics, helping hypertensive patients. And the big way that they do this is through kind of a suite of devices. They encase and support a patient through a continuous glucose monitor, a Garmin activity tracker, which also tracks sleep and stress, but they've got digital scales, they've got blood pressure cuffs. Once again, bringing together, kind of particularly through the continuous glucose monitor. I mean, they're collecting data every couple minutes about you, which is allowing them to create effectively your metabolic twin, and then to create kind of personalized insights so that you can actually change your behavior and get to real clinical incomes. And I think one of those insights that's so powerful is really around understanding exactly what you eat and how those foods are impacting you and impacting your health. And the ability to take a picture of your food, understand if it's good or bad for you, but not only get that insight in terms of good or bad, but then to see how it's changing your blood sugar through the continuous glucose monitor and impacting your health. Those become powerful signals that allow people to really adjust their behaviors using these devices and sensors. So, if you're an employer and you are thinking about whether to support devices within your health plan strategy or programs that use devices, you really want to take a very careful look at whether those platforms create actionable insights that engage the member or the patient in a way where they will be able to take action, change behavior, and get to those improved outcomes. So you only want to invest in programs that take kind of that next step, move beyond just displaying or collecting data, and then turn it into different actions, different choices that ultimately will improve that health. And if you have that kind of platform, you then have a really powerful tool for prevention and for attacking disease. So really excited about kind of the future of these devices and the programs that, through AI, through better technology, are being advanced to take advantage of those devices. So we really appreciate you listening today. And as always, stay cool and stay swift. Thank you.